Okay, I'm going to start on video 2 now for the discussion board post for week 9. And in this video, right now, this is the one left over from video 1. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to copy in and start a new page. But I don't need that down there, so. Okay, the reason I'm doing that is because I want to start fresh on this sheet. So for these problems that we're going to be working on this one, we're going to be finding the present worth, the future worth again, a little bit different way, so that we can find the ERR, and then we're going to find the IRR, and also we're going to get the payback period and the discounted payback period. So first of all, these are going to be using the discounted ones are going to be using a net revenue. So I'm going to go ahead and figure that right now. And all that is going to be is I can actually just do it this way. Okay, so there's our net revenue for these expenses. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to find the payback period, and this is we have to get the cumulative values. The cumulative cash flow. So what we'll do on this one is we're going to take, well, of course this one's just going to be what it is, so and this value right here is going to be this number plus this number. Okay, and then we can copy that down to the cumulative for all of them. And so all I'm looking at here is pretty easy. I'm looking at where it goes from negative to positive, and that happened right here between year 7 and 8. So to find the exact payback period, the exact amount in years, we're going to have to use the formula. So we will say the year, because we have to actually know the actual years where it changes. So the actual year, let's just put it in here in this box. This year, negative, plus the positive year minus the negative year. And that is going to be times 0 minus the cumulative value at negative divided by the cumulative value positive, and we need a parentheses in here also, minus the cumulative value negative. Let's see, we got something wrong because this value should be somewhere between 7 and 8. So let's look and see what we've done here. Alright, so we have the negative is a positive. Let's see, this should be the difference here. let me retype it in because I'm not exactly sure what I did wrong. So let's see. We have this value here. That is going to be this value plus this should be the cumulative value positive minus the cumulative value negative. And I still got 31. So I'm not really sure why that's coming out to be that exact number. Let's see. Oh, I know why, because I'm picking the wrong values. Where I have an E in here, that needs to be the F. I'm sure that people who are watching this are seeing that. There. Okay. So there's it'll take about 7.48 years for this to become positive. Okay. So on the second video, or on the second part of this, we're going to look at the discounted payback period. So this is your discounted amount. So there's a formula for that that's going to kind of change this value, and then we're going to take the cumulative value from that. So this one is going to be using the rate, but since we're going to copy it down, we're going to want to put dollar signs in here so that it doesn't change each time when you copy it down. We talked about that in our videos for class. And then the rate is going to be the first one. It's because it's going to copy each time for year one. And there's not the payment amount, but we're going to be looking for the future value here. And that's going to be negative. Because we're back onto the net revenue. We're not worried about this portion anymore. Okay. So what we'll do is we're going to copy that down. And it didn't change this location for each time, which it normally would have if we hadn't put the dollar signs in. Now we need to get the discounted the cumulative discounted. And okay, so we're going to do the same thing we did on the other portion. This is just going to be this plus this copy this. And so what we see here is that it goes from negative to positive between years 9 and 10. So we're going to use the same formula that we did over here to find the discounted payback period. And hopefully I'll put it in the right one this time. The negative here. This is times parentheses 0 minus the cumulative discounted value. Going to be the okay, so I'm going to do parentheses in here, so that's going to be the positive minus the negative. Okay, so that looks right. It's between the year of 9 and 10, it's 9.22. Okay, so now we need to find the ERR. And to find the ERR, we need to first find the present worth and also the future worth. So but this is a little different, I believe, from what I could when I was reading it. It seemed to be calculated just a little different when you're finding the ERR. We're using present worth and future worth on which values we actually needed to use. So for the present worth, we need to find that for the revenue and also the expenses separately. So we're going to use we're going to start out by taking this value here, see, and 6,000. Oh wait, sorry. And then you're going to add that to the formula, the NPV formula. This is similar to what we did on the first part in the other video, but it's just broken out separately from revenue and expenses. So we know our rate, and the value is going to be here to here. Okay. And so we're going to do the similar thing here. I don't know if it'll let me copy that. Let's see. Let's see. Let me just make sure that that's right. I'm not sure if I like that. So let's see. Alright, so this value here plus and PVR. The rates here, the values will be here to here. Okay. Okay, so let's just see. I've got this value in here, and I want to now find the future worth. And so when we look at that one, we have to go to the future value, and the rate, 6%. Then we're also going to find the this N per, which is the N. Could use 9 here. And on this one, we're going to, instead of using the PMT, we're going to use PV, I think. And that would be negative. So for this future worth, we want to use the present worth for the revenue. Okay. All right, so now to find the ERR, what we're actually looking for, we're going to go to the rate function. And same thing here. And we're going to look at we don't have the payment, we have the PV, and that's going to be the PV for the expenses. And for FV, we're going to use the FW for the revenue. That's how it's a little different. We had to break it out separately than instead of what we did on the first video. And I believe that the PV, I think it's let's see. No, I don't think any of these have to be negative, actually. Okay, so this gives us an ERR of 6.23%. Now let's get the final, which is the IRR. And the IRR is really easy because all we have to do is take the net revenue. There's an IRR function. And you just tell it the net revenue from here to here. Okay, so then you also have to just give a guess, and in here you can put any number, and I just picked 0.2. And that gives you a IRR of 7.69. And that's all we have. Thank you.